Hey, I'm Joel with Power Stance Import Export, and thanks for checking us out. This is a video for an eBay listing, but if you happen to stumble across it through a random YouTube search or suggestion and you have any questions about these vehicles, don't hesitate to give us a call at the number listed above, or you can find us online at powerstanceimport.com. Also, Instagram, Facebook, this YouTube channel, or even the eBay store at Power Stance Import Export. We are the largest supplier of Land Rover Defenders in Michigan and most of the Midwest, and we're a licensed used car dealer located right here in Oxford, Michigan. Thanks for watching. Okay folks, up for sale today, I've got a real treat. This is a 50th anniversary 1998 Land Rover Defender 90 in Atlantic blue. Now this is a UK import, so it is right-hand drive. It has been legally imported. It's now located here in Michigan and comes with a clean, clear Michigan title. So let me walk you around the vehicle and I'll show you the inside, the outside, the underside, and we'll take it for a test drive as well. So this is a special vehicle because it has many features that the European Defender doesn't normally have. For example, it's got the 4.0 fuel injected V8. It also has an external roll cage, and this is all factory. This vehicle, I might add, is 100% completely original, has not been molested in any way. The only thing I see that's new is this alternator, and I think that's about it. All the body panels, all the paint is original. The bumper has a little bit of rust on it. We're trying to leave everything as original as possible, but the other things that it has that the European spec Defenders don't have is factory air conditioning, factory automatic transmission, and this factory roll cage as well. So this is meant to look almost identical to the North American spec Defender, even the rear bumper. The only difference really is that it's right-hand drive. And this color did not come North American spec as well. This is only a color used on the 50th anniversary Defender. So very cool, very rare Defender, and in very good shape as well. Again, this is all original paint, super glossy, no corrosion on the bottom of the doors. Doors are in pretty decent shape. Now the condition of the vehicle and the exterior, I'd say, is about an 8 out of 10. There's a little bit of a scratch here, a tiny dent right there, and a little bit of corrosion in the paint here and there, tiny bit right there in the corners. But all in all, it's pretty decent. There's a little bit of corrosion right there, a little bit right here, a little bubbling in the paint. But for being 27 years old, completely original, it's in very good shape. Now again, this color is called Atlantic blue, I believe. It just depends on what angle you're looking at. It's kind of a chameleon paint. It looks kind of blue from one direction and kind of green from another direction. Very cool, very original paint. This is Conway Land Rover. This is who maintained the vehicle for the first couple years, and it does have service records that comes with it. Now in the back here, again, North American spec type bumper. Rear cross member is in pretty decent shape. A little bit of superficial rust on here. Now this could be scraped and painted, but again, we wanted to leave this as original as possible. None of that is structural. And as you can see, the rear cross member, very good shape. Again, just all superficial rust. This could be remediated and covered up. The rear chassis is in great shape, and this is a different looking rear chassis. The fuel tank has this skid plate over it, and it's actually welded to the chassis, it looks like. But the chassis is in great shape, no holes or welds. And we got this beautiful set of 5-spoke alloy wheels, and I believe these are original to the 50th as well. They're gray on the inside and chrome on the outside. And a nice beautiful set of BF Goodrich all-terrains, 235/85s. We do have a nice badge here. So I believe they said there was like, I don't know, a couple hundred of these made, maybe 1,000 or so, not even. And this is number 217. Sorry, I forgot how many were made, but not very many. So this is number 217 of like 500 or so. So pretty rare vehicle. Again, everything's original. Seals all look to be in great shape. Hinges all look good as well. Mud flaps hanging on. Tiny little bit of corrosion here on the hard top. Now in the back here, we do have a wiper, defrost, rear window, and we do have this brake light on the window as well. The North American spec has the same thing. The European Defenders don't normally have that higher third brake light on the top. In the back, we've got 4 jump seats with seat belts, and all the trim pieces in place, looking very clean. Rear sliding windows, and again, there's a good look at the rear or the middle roll cage, which is factory, and this is aftermarket here, but the carpet underneath is in beautiful shape. There's your jack right there, and there's a couple seat covers as well that come with it to cover these seats. Also, factory speakers in the rear and in the doors as well. So that's another thing that the European spec Defenders don't have. Now, there's where the roll cage attaches right there and then goes down to the frame. Beautiful paint on the interior. Again, this has not been repainted. All original. Safari windows. Okay, moving along. On the passenger side here, capping's in beautiful shape. Again, tiny bit of corrosion here in the paint, a little bit of bubbling, but all in all, beautiful shape. There's all your spot welds in place. No body work at all in the rear corners, no paint repairs or anything like that. Passenger side door card, beautiful shape. I don't know if these are aftermarket or if they came like that from the factory, but these are like aluminum billet window handles. Speakers in the door. Doors are in pretty decent shape, just barely starting to rust here on the bottoms, but pretty decent shape. Very good shape actually for a Defender. And tiny little bit of corrosion right here. Paint is super glossy and shiny. Handles are in good shape. And again, here's your factory air conditioned Land Rover badge. 3 settings, and we also have, this is very European as well, adjustable headlights to move your headlights up and down to give you a little bit better view or to not blind people. It does have the front vents as well. Tiny little bit of surface rust here on the heater. This is your heater tube right here going up to the defrost. Windscreen's in great shape, no cracks. All these little British stickers stay with the vehicle, obviously. It does have a sunroof, and let's see, center console. Again, the badge here for the 50th anniversary is right here in the middle. Automatic transmission, center locking differential with high and low. A couple little cup holders here, and this center console does open up, and you got a couple more cup holders there, a little bit of storage space. All right, moving around here. To the front, there's the V8 badge. Mirrors all in good shape. Bulkhead corners, beautiful shape. All the way down, bulkhead looks great. And the back side, oh, look at that. So, this has factory mud flaps that cover the front outrigger. What a novel idea. I don't know why all Defenders don't have that to stop mud from getting stuck up in there. So that prevents your wheel wells or your foot wells from getting all rusty. Fantastic idea, Land Rover. Should have done that with all your Defenders. Okay, moving along. little bumperette corners. Factory, I believe this checker plating is factory because I've seen it on all of them, all the 50th anniversary ones. Bulkhead, footwells, beautiful shape. You can see factory paint there. Wire harness looks to be in decent shape. There is the V8 4.0 fuel injected V8. Hoses all look good. That's an engine with 85,000 miles on it. Not too shabby. There's your air filter. This is the ECU, I believe. Air conditioning compressor. And up front here, this is your condenser with the fan. Standard headlights and signals. And again, bulkhead corners all looking good. Front outriggers look good as well. Suspension turrets. This thing runs and drives great. It feels super solid. There's your VIN tag on the front dumb irons and the VIN tag under the bonnet as well. Again, this is your external roll cage. And on the driver's side here, original seats. This is the Techno pattern, I believe. All in good shape, no rips or tears. So let's go ahead and start it up. Factory radio. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All right, 85,000, almost 86,000 original miles. Fires right up. Air condition works. Turn that off for now so we can hear. All right, much quieter than the diesel, obviously. And being a gas motor, this should be much easier to register in California and Colorado. Purrs like a kitten. Yep, that's a V8. All right, let's get underneath it and then we'll take it for a test drive. Okay, real quick, the vehicle does come with an owner's manual, which is kind of rare for sure. And it looks like Auto House, Bad Homburg. So this was in Germany for the first 10,000 miles or so. And then Conway Land Rover took over quite a bit for the first 50,000 miles or so. And then in 2010, it had 73,000 miles according to the MOT inspection. So from 2010 till now, 14 years, it's only done about 10,000 miles. So driven very little in the last 14 years. And very nice to see that it has been maintained, and it comes with an owner's manual as well with your radio code. So again, very rare to see this come with a Defender. Okay, starting off here in the rear, it does have a European style hitch. Looks like a 2-inch ball. And the European style plug, but this could probably be converted over to US spec. And this is far enough away from the bumper that you could tow without having to upgrade this. I think this is good enough as is. So we do have one exhaust out the back, and it looks like it's a 2-into-1 exhaust up front, and rear sway bar, rear control, sway bar. There's your fuel tank. There's your rear chassis. Again, some superficial rust on there, but no holes or any welds or repairs needed to the chassis. Pretty original under here. Sway bar end links, brake rotors, dust covers are in place. Rear axle looks nice and dry. I don't see anything dripping. So it's pretty solid under here. And everything feels nice and tight. It just doesn't look pretty, but everything is doing its job. Suspension is very solid, no rattles, and exhaust sounds great as well. Okay, here we are on the driver's side. There's your rear springs, your shocks. Bushings look good there. Middle outriggers look good. There's your rear control arm bushings. There's a fuel filter there. Chassis looks great. I believe this is all factory here. You can see some factory paint there, and then where the wax oil was applied, and it kind of came off right here. So underneath, the chassis is in great shape. There's your front control arms. Bottom of the oil pan looks dry. Center diff looks nice and dry as well. I don't see anything leaking out of the center diff, which is good. There's your drive shaft. Pinion seal looks good. And up front, there's your front axle. There's your front outriggers. Those look good as well. And up front here, swivel seals look great. I don't see anything leaking out of there. Front axle looks good, no dripping. There's your oil filter right there. And again, there's just some surface rust and some peeling wax oil. It doesn't look super clean under here, but everything is solid, working properly. No leaks, most importantly. Bottom of the oil pan, maybe a slight bit of moisture there around the seal, but I don't see anything dripping on the oil pan or out of the rear main seal. I don't see any oil on the bell housing. There's your exhaust right there. Everything looks good. Front of the chassis as well. Everything's nice and solid. All right, let's take it for a drive. Okay, so let's take her down the road for a little rip. All right, and if you've watched this far, let me correct a few mistakes I made. This is actually Atlantis blue, not Atlantic blue. And then 1,071 of these were made. 385 stayed in the UK. 180 of them went to Germany. So I don't know if they made these in right-hand drive only. But I don't know why you would send right-hand drive Defenders to Germany, but this might have been one of only 180 Defenders that went to Germany. So, very rare. Again, the color is rare, the transmission's rare, air conditioning, roll cage, all sorts of cool things that give this vehicle, that set it apart from all the other European Defenders. Okay, so, butter smooth transition. We're not going to be shifting at all. We got a free left hand to wave to people. We don't have to shift. Goes down the road. It actually feels different than the stock TDIs that I normally drive. It feels a little bit more solid up front, a little bit more cumbersome, if you will. More cloud-like, like it weighs a little bit more. All right, we just went over like a massive batch of potholes there, and it just feels super solid. Cruising at 30 miles an hour, and again, this is the V8. It's got, I want to say, 180 horsepower, under 200 or right around 200 or so. I forget the exact numbers, but definitely has more acceleration than the TDI 4-cylinder turbo diesel. Definitely quicker, but super quiet in here. All the carpeting and sound deadening is all factory, and very pleasant ride. So we'll get on it here. Sounds great. That's 50 miles an hour right there. That's plenty fast enough for these roads. Cruises nicely. I've had this beauty out on the highway, and it does perfectly. The only thing that it doesn't do as well as the TDI is fuel efficiency. Okay, so butter soft braking there. No squeaking at all. No shaking in the steering wheel. All right, there's reverse. And the transmission does not slam hard into gears at all. The transmission shifts perfectly. And again, it's super quiet in here compared to the TDI. All right, let's give it the beans. $30, $40. Shift. There we go. All right, that's 65 miles an hour. Okay, let's slow her down. She's a quick one. I don't think I've ever got to 65 miles an hour at that point in the road. All right, that was fun. So again, beauty paint job, very original, very rare paint color. And this is a great truck, runs and drives great, and you're probably going to be the only one in your whole state to own one, because there's not very many of these left on the road, especially in the United States. Okay, thanks for watching.